Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jessica Shirkan. I'm an aspiring author currently working on my debut novel, Boston's Vigilantes. I created my channel to document my self-publishing journey, to share my tips and tricks for writing, and to join the online writing community. This week until April 17th, I'm going to post one video a day leading up to Boston's Vigilantes release date, and today's video is things I wish I knew about writing/publishing. Since when I first started getting into writing, I didn't really know what it would entail, what are the processes exactly. Pretty much I didn't know anything. I just dove head first, and some things I wish I knew before, some things I feel like it's better that I learned for myself. So I decided to kind of combine these two and make a list out of it. The first thing I wish I knew is that there's a lot of time that goes into writing and publishing, because especially since I'm a full-time student, juggling schoolwork, social life, and other responsibilities, as well as writing, is very time consuming. I know that there have been times where I went to school with 2 or 3 hours of sleep just so I could stay up and work on my novel, because I didn't really get the chance to work on it fully that day. And I feel like there have been so many hours just into this one book, especially since it's been years. I first started writing Boston's Vigilantes in June of 2016, and it's April of 2019, close to 3 years of time gone into this book that I do not regret. I love the fact that I have found this passion and that I have something that I love doing, and it is a hobby, but it's going to be turned into a career as well. And it is something that just makes me warm inside whenever I think that about the fact that I need to write or edit. Sometimes, not always. I don't always have that feeling with editing, but there are so many times where I just wanted to stop because I was so tired, or I just was annoyed that I had to work so much on it rather than just sleeping or going out, because there have been many times where I refused going out so I could stay and write or edit or just in general work. The second thing I wish I knew is that not everyone is going to support me, and this is something that I've heard many people talk a lot before, but I also experienced it on my own. Especially when it comes to friendships, that you are working on this new project on your hobby and you're super excited about it, but when you tell your friends about it, they're not always so supportive, and they don't always share the same enthusiasm about it with you, or they just flat out tell you that it's a dumb idea, and it hurts. And like I've mentioned this a couple of times on my channel before, because I feel like this is the one thing that hurt the most. I knew that I will be rejected, that not many people will like my novel, but when it comes to close friends, it's one thing to actually know about it, and it's a completely different thing to actually experience it. The third thing I wish I knew is all the trial and error that goes into writing and publishing, because I feel like no matter how much you prepare yourself for the whole process, the journey, maybe you even make a checklist of things you need to do. You need to, especially if it's your first time doing anything, you need to actually learn what works for you, because maybe something that worked for X, Y, and Z is not necessarily going to work for you. It's actually going to be the absolute opposite and just annoy you and ruin things and put you back in your schedule. And you do want to prepare yourself for things you do. You do your research, you talk to other people who have gone through the same thing before, but something is not going to fall in place for you, and you're going to fail. And by this process, you need to learn exactly what works for you, what doesn't, and it's just a whole huge trial and error thing. And maybe something that works for you for one novel won't necessarily work for you when it comes to the second novel, because I know that has happened to outlining my first and second novel, because the outlining system that I used for my first novel, it worked for that. But now, as I'm outlining the sequel, that method doesn't really work for me anymore, and I had to find a new method, and I have to stick to that. Hopefully it's going to be the same method that I'm going to use for the third installation of the series. Maybe not. Trial and error, and usually you'll see what works and what doesn't. The fourth thing I was trying to, and this is going to sound like me complaining, but it's hard. Now, since I'm talking from my experience of it being the first time writing and publishing, I thought that was going to be a lot easier than it actually is. And when I found out how hard it is, I accepted that challenge immediately. I'm the kind of person who always likes new challenges and who always wants to try different things no matter how hard they are. But I feel like even if people talk to you about it, no one can actually prepare you for everything when it comes to writing and publishing, because especially if you live in a different country, everything is just going to suck. And I know, for example, purchasing ISBNs have been a complete pain, because some of you may know that I live in Romania, and when I did my research for purchasing ISBNs, I did my research for the US, since it's going to be available in the US on Amazon and Ingram Spark. And when I tried to purchase them, I wasn't allowed because I don't live in the US. And when I tried to contact the Romanian Bureau of ISBNs and I told them that it's going to be published in the US, they said that I need to get in contact with the US agency, and I told them that I did get in contact. They told me I should get in contact with them again. Long story short, called the US agency again, said that I need to contact the Romanian agency again because they are the only ones who can give me ISBNs because I live in Romania. The agency was closed. I needed my ISBNs as soon as possible, and I ended up calling the bureau. They're based in London, I think. Somewhere in England, I'm pretty sure it's London. Just to figure out this whole process. I think that it took me about 2 weeks of phone calls to finally figure out the whole ISBN process and who I need to contact or who I shouldn't contact. Finally I got them. I know that Timmy has also had a similar problem with getting ISBNs. And I saw on Twitter that she had that same problem that I had. And when I saw it, I just contacted her because I didn't want to put her through the same pain of calling nonstop over and over again different agencies just to end up calling like I did in the UK base. And this is not something that anyone can prepare you for. You just need to figure it out, no matter how hard it is, no matter how frustrating it is or stressful. Because I know that in that period, in those 2 weeks, I was so stressed that I couldn't get my ISBNs. But finally I did. And next time I know what not to do and what to do. if I don't move. I don't think so, but hopefully not. These are the things that I wish I knew. I don't know why always, I mentioned this in another video, every list comes in force for me. But that is all I have for today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because I post new videos every Wednesdays, with the exception of this week when I'm posting a video every day until April 17th, leading up to the publishing date of my debut novel, Boston's Vigilantes. It's going to be available for purchase on Amazon, so make sure to save the date. If you want to get in touch or just chat for a bit, you can go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jessica Shurkhan. I always love meeting new people and making new writer friends. I hope you guys have a nice Thursday, and I'll see you tomorrow for a new video. Bye!